NBC Sports World is in beautiful, sunny Southern California on the property of what was once the Great Irvine Ranch, but we're standing on the black macadam asphalt of a drag strip. This is Orange County International Raceway. Hi, I'm Paul Page with drag racing expert Steve Evans, and we are here today for the World Finals in Funny Car in Pro Stock. And today, the battle in Funny Car is between Kenny Bernstein, who is challenging Raymond Beadle. Beadle is going for his third world title.
That's right, third in a row, Paul. Kenny Bernstein has a tough, if not impossible, task. If Raymond Beadle as much as qualifies his famous Blue Max race car, Kenny Bernstein would have to win this entire event and set at least one new national record.
In the Pro Stock category, it's a perennial battle between Lee Shepherd and Bob Glidden.
Well, it's almost a repeat of last year. Lee Shepherd thought he had the title won when he came here 1 year ago, but mechanical problems hit him, and Bob Glidden retained the title. This year, however, I think if you ask these fans, they fully expect Bob Glidden to have to give up that #1 for the first time in 4 years.
Exciting drag racing action, the World Finals today on NBC Sports World. The funny cars, one of the most exciting forms of drag racing when they're right, but when they're wrong, they go very wrong. Here is Billy Meyer in a qualifying round as his engine lets go, and the oil and fuel begins to burn, and burn it does. As Billy Meyer is inside of that car, the fire systems protecting him ever so well. The crew's right there. They got him out of the car, and Billy Meyer was essentially unhurt after this fire.
Billy taking some oxygen right now, but appears to be in pretty good spirits. Billy, are you all right?
Oh, yeah, I'm fine. I just got a little warm.
It didn't appear to want to go out.
No, it didn't. I won, though.
Billy Meyer, you can see, in very good spirits, considering you can see his mustache is a bit singed. Billy, can you come back in competition?
I don't think so. Our other body's in Waco, so, I mean, it would be, too hard.
Well, were it not for the spare body still back in Texas, Billy Meyer might still be in the hunt here at the World Finals.
But it wasn't the only funny car fire in qualifying. Gary Densham's car literally lit up. Not only the motor, the fuel, the oil, but the fiberglass began to burn. He was able to drive that machine to a stop. But can you imagine the incredible heat that is being felt in that cockpit as those flames wash over the car? But the safety systems work, despite the fact that the car literally burned to the ground. The fiberglass and tires burning as it rolled to a stop. But still, Gary Densham climbed out okay.
The protective suit doing just an incredible job. 4 or 5 layers of the 5-layer suit have been burned off, but it still managed to protect Gary Densham. The boots charred very, very badly, as we can see right here, but they did their job, as Densham does not appear to have any burns anywhere on his body, but he gazes over at his race car and finds that it is not in particularly good condition. The body literally melted.
Part of the driver's test for a funny car driver is to be able to blindfolded hit your extinguishers and chutes and climb out of the car. If you look at the top, you can see he already has the trap door open. And as the car rolls to a stop and the safety crews arrive, Densham climbs out of the top of that funny car. Exciting qualifying, and we expect the same kind of excitement coming up in the eliminations in Funny Car and Pro. We're back at Orange County International Raceway. I'm Paul Page with Steve Evans, and we're here for the World Finals of Drag Racing. Today, we'll be determining not only a winner of this event, but we'll be looking for a new world champion in both Funny Car and in Pro Stock. The second round of Funny Car is coming up, but moments ago in Pro Stock, wearing the #1 of the world champion, Bob Glidden, trying for his 6th world championship in a row, was facing Mark Ewell. Glidden on the near side, Ewell on the far side.
Bob Glidden was a little late off the starting line, Paul Page. He's the winningest driver in drag racing history, but here the win light goes to Mark Ewell in a very close contest.
An unbelievably close race. Mark Ewell with an 8.49 ET. Glidden coming off the line slow.
In past years, Paul, Glidden has had enough performance to be complacent on the lights. Not here this year. He was down on power. It caught up with him, and that decides the Pro Stock World Championship. The big #1 next year goes to Lee Shepherd and comes off that car of Bob Glidden.
And that brings us up to round number 2 in Funny Car. Here is Dale Pulde's Funny Car as they light the fire on that engine. These are amazing machines.
The Funny Car is an unfortunate name, Paul, for a very sophisticated racing machine. A 2,000 horsepower nitro-burning engine in front of the driver, all wrapped in a fiberglass replica body.
We will see Dale Pulde face Tom Ridings.
Dale Pulde has won 1 national event this year. He's a pro racer out of Southern California. Tom Ridings is a full-time college student living in Long Beach, races on the weekends.
The monstrous power of the Funny Cars come to the line here at Orange County International Raceway in the World Finals. Tom Ridings on the far side, Dale Pulde in the near lane as they bring their machines up to stage.
Dale Pulde was much quicker of the 2 in qualifying, Paul, and has got to rank as a heavy favorite here against the weekend warrior Riding. It is Pulde reacting to the light burst, traveling down the near lane, and he is well out in front of Riding. He uses him up with an elapsed time of 6.08 seconds at better than 230 miles an hour.
Absolutely no question for Dale Pulde as he wins Funny Car here in round number 2 and moves on to the next round.
At this moment, Paul, back in the pit area, a lot of excitement, some hard work going on as the Rob Williams team from Denver, Colorado, attempts to install an entire new power plant in just a matter of minutes. They had an unfortunate fire in the round before. It'll be a miracle if they can get back to the lanes in time.
In round 1, it was Williams on the near side versus Hank Johnson on the far side. Now watch closely as Johnson on the start drops behind and then loses control of the car and slides across the center line. The race was over then. You cannot cross that center line. But watch now as Williams' engine lets go, lights up, and burning. He goes on to finish this race and to win it. But that has caused this problem, a new engine to be installed in his machine. Hard work that has to be done quickly. Part of the action here today is to decide the world title in both Pro Stock and in Funny Car. And the crowd here is watching as the new Funny Car champion, Raymond Beadle, brings his machine to the line. He became the world champion when Kenny Bernstein failed to qualify.
Well, after a year-long fight for the world championship, you still had a shot, Kenny Bernstein, coming into this event. But you'd at least have liked to have lost it racing, not parked unqualified.
Oh, yeah, you know for sure, Steve. No, it would have been a tough one to win it, but it was like Fremont a couple of weeks ago. We were in the game there, and we didn't qualify. It's just we had a rough end of the season. It really turned around hard, and I was thinking about it on the way back, you know, from the other end. I said, well, I can't remember someone doing so good and then just completely going out from underneath you at the end, but it's just one of those things. That's racing.
So Kenny Bernstein fails to qualify, and Raymond Beadle is the Funny Car world champion for the 3rd consecutive year.
Raymond Beadle, the ultimate pro in this Funny Car sport. He comes to these races with 5 engines. He's willing to blow them all if that's what it takes. Here's the number 1 qualifier, Dale Armstrong. His best of 5.93. So it's Armstrong against the fabled Blue Max in Funny Car competition. The new world champion is off first, but something goes wrong with the Blue Max.
Raymond Beadle rolls to a stop early on, and Dale Armstrong through the traps a 5.89 ET. That is a new Nationals record.
That's right. It's backed up by his earlier 5.93. Here's Armstrong in the car lane. This is his last year of competition, and what a way to exit a new national record.
And Raymond Beadle, the new champion.
Well, if you got to get beat, you might as well get beat by one of the quickest runs in history, as Armstrong ran a 5.89.
Well, I know you run good. We put too much fuel pump on it, just dropped up some cylinders, so we went for it, and we just didn't make it.
So not firing on all 8?
No, I didn't fire on all 8.
But Armstrong, Mike, to run 5.89, you knew he was on a pass.
Well, we knew that he'd run it probably another at least 93, so we'd only run as a 6 flat. So, like I said, we had to do what we had to do, and it just didn't work.
Well, congratulations on the 3rd Blue Max World Championship. At least that pressure is off. You leave here with all the bonus money, the title.
Thank you.
There's Diane Dunn as she leads her husband, Big Jim Dunn, a fire captain from Long Beach, back into place, ready for the 2nd round of Funny Cars.
Jim Dunn races strictly for fun, Paul. He was runner-up this year at the U.S. Nationals. He won this event back in 1972. He is set to race this man, 4-time world champion, Don the Snake Prudhomme. But here was Prudhomme's run in round 1.
Trip Shoemake had problems right at the start, losing control of his machine, and it looked like Prudhomme was smoothly to another victory, but then the car exploded, burst into flames. Finally, the fiberglass body ripped off the top, and Prudhomme slid to a stop. He immediately started started to unbuckle and climb out of his battered, burnt, and broken race car. The fire crews were there to put out the fire, to assist Prudhomme. Imagine the incredible heat that was transmitted to Prudhomme in that accident. They sprayed him to cool him down, but he was okay.
I think just one word describes that one: terrifying.
Yeah, it's probably about the worst one I ever had in my 20 years in racing. I'll tell you, it definitely caught my attention.
It blew late, right in the lights, or maybe even past him. The parachute went right away. Did you have any idea where you were before you came to a stop?
Not really, Steve. I knew I was still somewhere on the course because, obviously I hadn't hit anything up till that point. That's the only thing I was concerned about. I know it looked terrifying and everything, and it was bad from where I was sitting, that's for sure, but the safety of these cars are tremendous, and that's, I have to give a lot of credit to NHRA and their safety committee that make us run different parts and pieces of equipment on the car to make them safe like they are today. And to walk away from something like that is spectacular.
So Don Prudhomme will not answer the call to face Jim Dunn, and Jim Dunn will make a bye run. Now, he will be running for lane choice.
That's right, Paul. The rules require Dunn, even though it's a gift from the snake, to make this run to keep wear and tear equal. Also, if he runs quicker than his opponent in the next round, he will have the choice of lanes, and sometimes that can be very, very important. Big Jim Dunn to a clocking of 6.13 seconds at 222 miles an hour.
So Big Jim Dunn moves ahead on a bye run as a result of that accident involving Don Prudhomme, and thank goodness that Prudhomme was not seriously injured in that accident. Here's a man that had problems earlier, but Rob Williams' crew has fired his engine. This is a new one that they've installed in the machine after it exploded in an earlier round.
Hard to believe they can install an entire new engine in just a matter of minutes, Paul. The driver of this car, Rob Williams from Colorado, has made the transition from high altitude to sea level very successfully this weekend. He'll be up against a touring professional, a former Nationals winner, Gary Bergen.
Now, Gary Bergen is strapped in, uniformed, and ready to go as he comes to the line against Rob Williams. It will be Bergen in the far lane, Williams in the near side lane. And remember, Williams with a brand new motor bolted into that machine. Quick work by his crew.
These engine changes are exciting to watch in the pits, Paul, but seldom are they successful. It's untried equipment. There's a lot of question marks here. There's just so much work to do in so little time. Did they do it right?
It shows that engine change did not work. Gary Bergen goes on the way while Williams, with a dead engine, coasts to a stop on the drag strip. So Williams' crew had done such a fine job in replacing that engine. It just simply didn't work. Gary Bergen with a 6.06, 241 miles an hour. So that sets the stage for the semifinal round in Funny Car, as Gary Bergen will face Dale Armstrong and Dale Puldey will face Big Jim Dunn.